Good evening, family. I'm back, baby, for the full moon in Scorpio. Yeah, baby, starting with this beautiful song, Yaima. Listen to the following lyrics. Full moon in Scorpio, the Wesak moon, the birth, death, and transcendence of Buddha. And I'm coming at you right now. Hello, family. Yeah, here I am. Show me your names on the screen. Let me know who's here with me. It's good to be here with you again after a bit of a Taurus cave time. I was in my Taurus cave time. Much happened, much is still happening. Let me just check that the levels is all good for you guys. So this is Yaima of Gajumaru, a beautiful song. Bring now the Mamritanya mantra to cuddle us in the background. Why are you joining us, all of you? Nice things to talk about today. So we've been through a lot, and here we are on the Scorpio full moon. Coming into here. Hello everyone. Hello Jess. Jess has been here waiting. Wow, awesome. Shalom Achi Guy. KSE. Hello. See you tomorrow night, brother. Oh, Christy. Yeah, baby. See you tomorrow night. Janeline. Hello, Rukshika de Silva, Bharat, and Trishan. Hello. Yes, I got you, Christy. I got you. All right. So, without further ado, let me take you into what's going on. But first of all, as always, I have to say, let me fix the balance. My music balance is still not to my liking. Take it a bit down. There we go. So first of all, love and gratitude to the Patreon community as always for being here with me on this beautiful journey and enjoying all the goodies that we have to share in our chat rooms and on Telegram and on Patreon. Do me a favor, everyone, press like on this movie, subscribe to our channel, spread it around. That's the unconditional free support you can offer me. Those of you who wish to join our community, you can do it by going to patreon.com/healingdelight. And there is new pricing for our memberships. The prices have been taken down a bit to help people join us and to help people stay with us in this time. And so you can choose different tiers to join us on the Patreon community. The highest tier of Patreon community is getting every month. It's getting the new moon and the full moon sound healing meditation recording on top of all the Telegram chat rooms. So it's really awesome offering if you want to enjoy it. Sound healing meditation is happening tomorrow night, Monday, 7 p.m. for the full moon in Scorpio, which is happening late night on Monday. And then we have the weekly group on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So full moon integration will be literally less than 48 hours after the full moon. So Monday 7 p.m. has a couple of spots left, and Wednesday you've got some spaces there to join us as well if you want. And private healing sessions, come and see me if you need it. I'm here for you. And other than that, how is your crypto bags doing? Hey, we've been waiting for this pump, and here is the pump. So hopefully everyone's enjoying making some profits. This is just the beginning. We've got a nice wave of a few months ahead of us in which we're going to see our bags bringing us some beautiful abundance and nice profits finally. And that's it. Now let's get into the chart. Scan the skies. Starting from 11 o'clock, you got Pluto on the 3rd degree of Aquarius, retrograde since last week. Still pretty much on the same kind of minute even. It's moving very slowly. The difference in this Pluto retrograde is that Pluto is not going back into Capricorn. Yay! Pluto is staying in Aquarius, going from the 3rd degree to the 1st degree and then moving forward again, which indicates the fact that this Pluto retrograde is actually going to be really good. It's about birthing, it's about transforming, it's about the new future, it's about the initiation, it's about the revolution, the breaking free, the high frequency, the new way, the new future. And so Pluto is just gonna help us rebirth, help us break through, help us break free, as he's going back into the 1st degree and saying, hey, you've done well transforming so far into this unknown new future, but let's go over it again to make it even more revolutionary, even more inventive, even more creative, even more of a maverick, even more of a transformative new high frequency. That's the journey of Pluto retrograde from now until October, and then in October Pluto will station direct. So it's very interesting. Pluto station retrograde a week before full moon in Scorpio. Pluto rules Scorpio, and then Pluto will go direct in October in Scorpio season as we go into the new moon in Scorpio. So take this full moon in Scorpio, 6 months until the new moon in Scorpio in late October, early November. This will be the time of like deep transformation now that we are going through with Pluto retrograde. Then let's move forward on your 1 o'clock. We've got Juno on the 24th degree of Scorpio. Juno is the sacred goddess of marriage, partnership, relationships. So it's our closest relationships, your intimate partners, your kids, your parents, your family, your closest friends, your business partners, your colleagues, your best friends. And she's involved in this full moon in Scorpio, because the moon will come to the 22nd degree of Scorpio in conjunction with Juno for the full moon. So right now the moon is on the 6th degree of Scorpio, together with Black Moon Lilith on the 5th degree of Scorpio. Are you feeling a bit rebellious? Are you feeling a bit kind of like kinky? Are you feeling like kind of like diving into the shadow aspects of yourself? Because that's how it could basically unfold. Moon conjunct Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. Then we go down into 3 o'clock. We got the south node of the moon on 26th degree of Virgo. And we're going down, and then we have Mars on the 10th degree of Leo here at your 5 o'clock. Mars is now out of shadow, open territory, exploring Leo in the fire. The warrior is, the lion is now, you know, last time I told you, Mars, not last time, I shared it with the community on Telegram. Mars was in this kind of retrograde in Cancer, lost in the ocean, lost at sea, came in, finally got into, out of the retrograde into Leo, dried himself off the water, and now he's exploring the new kingdom. He's exploring his new territory, his new bravery, his new courage, his new song, his new sound, his new look, his new drive, his new desire, his new passion, his new, all his new identity and desires. Mars is now going for it in Leo. And we will talk about alignments later. At 6 o'clock we got Jupiter out of shadow as well on the 23 degrees of Gemini. Jupiter has 1 more month in Gemini until he moves into Cancer. So now Jupiter out of shadow of retrograde in the final degrees of Gemini, super curious, super intrigued to think in different way, to embrace different philosophies, to open up his mind and think in new ways and expand. Jupiter in Gemini says, let's take our philosophy, let's take our beliefs, let's take our search for growth and expansion, and let's explore it in a Gemini fashion. Let's try new things, think in new ways, meet new people, interact with new kind of people, go out to new places, do shopping in a new supermarket or in a new organic veggie shop. Listen to different kind of music, watch different kind of movies, and talk differently. Let's try to communicate differently. That's what Jupiter is now exploring in the final degrees of Gemini. Uranus, also a big part of this love stream, is on the 26 degrees, 54 minutes of Taurus, out of shadow as well. And the Sun, as you can see on the 20th degree of Taurus, is approaching the conjunction with Uranus. And this will be the last final conjunction of Sun with Uranus in Taurus since 2018. So every year we had, since 2018, every year we had, just a second, I will say, Robert, hello, Roberto, hello, como stai, fratello? I missed you, brother. And Dean Lennon, hello, Dean Lennon, hello, Simone, awesome, good to have you guys with me. So Sun conjunct Uranus, every time since 2018, we had Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus, and this is the final time because in 2025, they will meet in Gemini. There won't be another conjunction of Sun and Uranus in Taurus for another 84 minus 7, 77. For another 77 years. 77 plus 2025, that takes us to 2102. If we will live that long. And so this is, it's Uranus has been in Taurus since 2018, and me being a Taurian, trust me, I know it's just shit, destroyed everything, just, you know, it's like that song, you treat me like a wrecking ball. That's like Uranus comes like a wrecking ball, like, everything like, break the routines, break the structure, break the stagnation, break the habits. Everything goes through like a enforced what's the word? I don't know. It doesn't come to. It's just, you see, it's like unknown. It's kind of just like buzz. It's just like electric shock into a whole new level of existence. And because it's in Taurus, we're talking about our physical existence, our physical bodies. We're talking about our physical reality, how we make money, how we gain pleasures, how we make love, how we do sex, how we do love, how we do eat, how we do exercise, how we do study, how we do investment, how we do business, how we do values. All these archetypes has been going through a lot of shocks and tribulations and disturbances since 2018 with the Uranus in Taurus. And now it's the final 7th conjunction of Sun and Uranus following the full moon. And so first we have the full moon on the 22nd degree of Taurus. The Sun will be 22nd. And there is 4 degrees between the Sun and Uranus on the full moon, but it's pretty much a conjunction already starting that is going to build up and build up and build up. And the conjunction of Sun and Uranus will happen 5 days later, on Saturday, next Saturday. And that's going to be something interesting to look into at what this week is going to bring with the conjunction of Sun and Uranus. Sorry, I said Saturn before, it's Uranus. The conjunction of Sun and Uranus, and how will this week correlate to the theme of Uranus in Taurus of our life over the last 7 years since 2018, because now the Sun comes to Uranus on the 27th degree of Taurus, and it's like, okay, Uranus, so this is the last time we meet. And you are now in the final degrees of Taurus, which means that if until now there was like, you look at the power board in your house and you can see these zits going like zzzt, zzzt, and you go like, oh my God, zzzt, and you go like, oh my God, it's going to explode, zzzt. And then comes the 7th zzzt, and it's like zzzt. Frankenstein is alive, you know. So this is it. This is it. Like the Uranus is moving to Gemini in July. So this is the last month of Jupiter in Gemini, and this is the last 2 months of Uranus in Taurus. And as the planets do the final degrees of a star sign, there's no more bullshit. This is it. So Jupiter in the end of Gemini is like, that's it. We are changing. We are thinking in a new way. Our philosophy is changing. Our value is like, our environment is changing. The people we interact to is changing. Commerce is changing. The way we think and the way we communicate is changing, because we want to expand bigger and wider and more. Uranus at the end of Taurus saying like, yep, you can, even if you want to, after all you've been through the last 7 years, you cannot do relationships in the same way. Even if you want to, you cannot. Because you've changed, and reality changed, and people changed, and the relationship changed. Even if you want, you can't do sex in the same way. Nah, there's time for a whole new way. It's time for a whole new way of doing sexuality, a whole new way of doing relationships, a whole new way of doing business, a whole new way of doing commerce. Take all your skills and all your resources. They are valid. You don't need to throw them out of the window. Take them, but reinvent them. Take them higher. Because the way you've been until now, it's been great, but that's it, it's done. It's time to refresh, to rejuvenate, to experiment, to be a maverick, to reinvent, to try, to break free. Break free. Taurus is habitual, structured. In his shadow, Taurus can be stubborn. Stubborn, structure, habitual. And Uranus in Taurus, although it's very uncomfortable, it's actually like the one medicine that can actually shift Taurus. Because Taurus cannot resist the power of Uranus. It just shocks him. So through the shocks and the traumas, Uranus forcing Taurus to change the habits, to change the structure, to break free. And that's a big part of this full moon. Moving forward, Mercury just moved into Taurus yesterday. Yay! Mercury in Aries, Mercury was together with Venus in the retrograde from Aries to Pisces, back to Aries. Mercury's been through a lot, the mind and the local environment, the communication has gone through Pisces into this place of confusion. What's happening to me? I'm not thinking the same way anymore. I don't relate to the same topics anymore, to the same people anymore. I'm changing, but I don't know what to make out of it. I'm very confused. With all the Pisces energy, with everything we've been through, there's been a lot of psychic surgery into the subconscious and the unconscious. So there's been a lot of this kind of like ongoing meeting with the psychiatrist or the shaman or the healer or the universe, going like, hey, excuse me, great spirit, can you please let me know what the fuck is going on with me, because I have no fucking idea anymore. So then Mercury went through all that, together with the Venus retrograde, together with the Mars retrograde. 2025 started in 1st of January, and here we are 5 months later, and only now we are going to feel that the new year is kicking in. Because the year has started, but we had all these retrogrades, and we had all these Pisces, and all this, everything was just like in the unknown oceans of great spirit. Now that Mercury comes to Taurus, Mercury in Taurus is okay. In Pisces I got lost. In Aries I started to find something. Now in Taurus I'm going to look at the facts that are actually present. Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is like, show me where the money is, and that's how I will know what to invest in. Taurus is like, okay, I can see that Bitcoin is doing that, and I can see that gold is doing that. I can see that the altcoins are now starting to perform. Okay, so This coin went down 99%, and now the altcoins are performing well, so this could go up to here. I won't be too over ambitious and greedy and go for the 50x, but let's say if I'll do 5x or 10x, that's where I take my profits out. I'm gonna stick to my plan of generating wealth and abundance. Mercury in Taurus. Okay, so let's look at the business. We are starting to prepare for the tax year 2 months from now, a month, 2 months from now, a bit less. So it's like, okay, so where the business is, where can we cut expenses, where can we gain more profits? Okay, so that's working well, but that's not working well. Okay, let's look at the relationship. Okay, so I like it when you say that, I don't like it when you say that, so maybe we should say that more. Mercury in Taurus is grounded communication, embodied communication. I love you. Taurus, love, desires, pleasures, fun, safety, nurturing, security. Bring it home and say to your family, to your beloveds, how much you love them, how much they mean to you, your friends, pick up a phone call and say, I just want to tell you you're fucking awesome and I love you so much, telling your beloved that you love her or you love him, even though they know it, even though you said it 1,000 times. Expressing some desires or passion to your beloved, to your partner, to your kids, to your friends, to your job. This is good. Mercury in Taurus is good. Grounded, embodied communication, and also thought process. When it comes to Taurus, especially with this full moon in Scorpio, there's a lot around money. So this is good for us to plan our portfolio, plan our trades, what we're gonna invest in, how much we're gonna buy, how much we're gonna sell, where we're gonna buy, where we're gonna sell, how much profits we're gonna make, things like that. So this is good for us. Over there in Aries, still at your 8 o'clock, Chiron on the 24:39 begins to conjunct Aries on the 25th 19. Now this conjunction between Chiron and Aries is going to go for a while, until around March next year. So that by itself, Aries is the goddess of strife and chaos, and she will speak for the unprivileged. She will speak for the abused children. She will speak for the abused feminine. She will make a riot and a protest if she sees or hears or feels something she doesn't like. And with Chiron, we are talking about the wounding. And so this is definitely going to be, we're going to see through Chiron and Aries conjunction long term, say the next year, we're going to see a lot of uprising of voices around the innocent victims, the vulnerable beings that been attacked or hurt or abused, past, present, future. Chiron is involved in this full moon as well. We will talk about alignments later. Venus is on the 7th degree of Aries, still in her shadow. But as we pass the full moon, Venus will get out of shadow on the 10th degree. So 3 degrees away from shadow zone. So Venus is still not fully out of her retrograde mode, but she's pretty much in the finalization of it. So she's came to the 10th degree of Aries, then retrograded back into Pisces, and now she's finally coming into the end of it. So it's kind of like she came into this new desires, new direction, new assertion, new sense of self in love, in relationship, realizations. She went back into Pisces to see what is an illusion, what is a deception, what is her subconscious sabotaging part of it, what is karmic, because it was with Saturn as well there, and the North Node. So she was touching base a lot with her future destiny and with Saturn, her karma, her teacher, in order to make sure that she will make really the right decisions for her. And now she's coming into out of shadow this week, and she's starting to implement it. She's starting to really go for what she wants. So Venus is Aries, she is fired up, and as Venus, there's so many beautiful alignments to talk about, but I'm just giving you the positions of the planets right now. Neptune on the 1st degree of Aries. So that's also, we're still getting used to the fact that Neptune is in Aries. It's like, oh, so what's that about then? So what's the new dreams that we dream for ourselves? So what's the new spirituality? What's the new connection to spirit? What's the new vision? What's the new mystic? What's the new telepathy? What's the new psychic? What's the new intuitive guidance that we are getting or trying to get? Saturn on the 28:51 minutes of Pisces. On this full moon, a few hours after the full moon, Pisces will move into the 29th degree of Pisces, the final degree. So Saturn, hello Jules, hello. So Saturn is ending also his 30-year cycle around the sun. So this is a big thing as well. Saturn is kind of ending a karma here since 1996, 1997. Take yourself back to that time. How old were you? Where you were in your life at your stage? What kind of karmic lesson you've been going through since 96, 97 till now? And this is coming to an end now. So Saturn is definitely like ending karma, like releasing, really kind of. Saturn is not just karma and structure, it's the structure of our identity, and it's how we present ourselves in society. It's our professional kind of persona. It's our sense of authority, the inner judge, the inner mature elder. And here in Pisces, so there's a lot of kind of spiritual clearing and spiritual healing for karmic lessons that we've been learning. And because the North Node is there on the 26th degree of Pisces, it's serving the future destiny. So there's a lot of kind of like emphasizing release and karmic endings and karmic clearing. Very, very awesome and very powerful. And that's the location of the main aspects. Now let's talk about the alignments between them, because as you can see, there's a lot of lines there in the middle. But I just need a zip. Just a second. So, let's start with the full moon. Let's go to the full moon. So this is right now. And as we go, is it happening before? No, that's no. Yes, that yes. Okay, so let me go one day forward. And the full moon will happen tomorrow night. Here it is. There you go. Monday late night, Tuesday early morning. 2:53 a.m. of Monday night, Tuesday early morning. The moon on your 1 o'clock, 22nd degree, 11 minutes of Scorpio, Juno 24:39. So they are in conjunction. So what that means, the moon is the emotional body, the feminine, and she's in a full moon. She's all about releasing and clearing, letting go. Juno, sacred relationship, marriage, partnership, friendship. So is there a form of detachment here from certain relationships that are no longer serving us? Because Sun conjunct Uranus wants to have a whole new experience. Sun conjunct Uranus wants to have freaking good life. It wants to have a good life, and it didn't have a good life for quite some time. I mean, we're coming into this moment from 5 months of a lot of very challenging aspects, alignments, retrogrades, lessons, energy to process, to go through, to walk with. And these 5 months is coming from the last 5 years. You know, it's been 5.5 years since Saturn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. And ever since then, all the shit show, everything that just happened to us, you know, and we're coming, it's like, and now, this Sun conjunct Uranus, this full moon in Scorpio, and on this full moon in Scorpio, Jupiter sextile Chiron, and Venus, all through May, Venus trine Mars, beautiful fire trine, oh baby, bring it on. Jupiter sextile Chiron, oh baby, bring it on, I will talk about it. And the moon and Juno, trine the north node, oh baby, bring it on. Sextile the south node, baby, bring it on. And Sun and Uranus are sextile the north node, bring it on. Trine the south node, bring it on. There's so much bring it on, baby. Yes, there is a challenge as well, because Jupiter squared the moon nodes. Mercury squares Pluto, so those are a bit of the challenging aspects of this full moon. Although these challenges are pretty much beneficial challenges, put it like that. So there's a lot of goodies in the charts. There's a lot of goodies in the stars saying that we've been digging and grinding it for 5 months and not much has been moving. It's like we had to sit, you know, the end of Pisces energy. It's this kind of like sit on the edge of a cliff. you sit in your spaceship being sucked towards a black hole and you can't do anything about it. And you're just staring at the black hole getting closer and closer and closer, and you can't do anything about it. It's bigger than you, stronger than you, and all you can hope for is that the black hole is a portal into a higher dimension of love and light. Really, that's all you can hope for. So all these last few months has been confronting on deep levels. It's been taking us in deep into our subconscious realms, into our unconscious realms, takes us into our psyche, into our soul, into our spirit, to understand all that happened to us, what it did to us, what are we doing about it now, what did it came to teach us, what has been the lessons we've been learning, what do we need to release, what do we need to end, what do we need to let go. And I believe and I'm sure that every single one of you know exactly what it is in your life that you're going like, I am definitely over this. I am definitely done with that. I don't want it anymore, don't want to deal with it anymore, don't want to think about it anymore, don't want to feel it anymore. It's done, caput, dead, muerte, finito la comedia. Done. We all have that one thing in our life, for sure, if not more than one. So now, you know, the last few weeks since the new moon in Taurus, remember it was a very kind of I wasn't on YouTube, but the Telegram chat rooms, I told you about it. It was this new moon in Taurus in a grand square with Mars opposition to Pluto and the Sun and the Moon opposition to Black Moon Lilith. And so this new moon in Taurus was all about kind of like face these shadows, face these darkness. What are you afraid of? Why are you so afraid of exploring your desires? Your wants, the things that you are afraid of admitting to yourself, the things that are out of your comfort zone. It's kind of like if you want to have a new life, if you want to have a new chapter, you need to look into your shadows and understand them, understand what your shadows want from you. What are those desires? What are those urges? Now, don't fall into the temptation of the dark, because there was the risk of being over greedy, over lustful, excessive indulgence with pleasures, if it's food or shopping or that. So that was the warning not to do. But at the same time, no, feel that shadow desire. Allow yourself to explore what is that kinkiness in you, what is that that desire in you? What is that? What do you really want on a deep level? That was like Mars opposition to Pluto, and Sun Moon opposition to Black Moon Lilith, and they all squared each other. So this new moon was like, hey, Taurus, we're gonna challenge you. We're gonna challenge you to admit and confront and face your shadowy patterns, your shadowy desires, your kinkiness, your obsessions, your addictions, your the things that you usually don't like to admit to yourself. We need you to own it because it's a part of you. Now we come into this full moon in Scorpio, and here comes the release. And this release is kind of saying, okay, so the moon is with Juno, is saying it's like, hey, maybe your relationship is good and your partner is good, but the relationship could use a bit of a transformation, because if you're not going to help each other transform and evolve through the relationship, with the relationship and the relationship itself, it's gonna get rotten with the time, it's gonna get boring with the time, it's gonna get frustrating with the time and less pleasurable. So then will come the power dynamics, battles, arguments, fight, all because people are not feeling liberated, excited, free. So this moon with Juno is saying like, look at home. Look into you, how you are feeling with your beloved, how you're feeling with your family, how you're feeling with yourself. Intimately. Scorpio is deep, intimate feelings, deep, intimate emotions. Scorpio is the underlying, the psyche, the things that are hiding. So you may be, it's like, I remember this long time ago, I dived into those kind of researches, and it's like, it was fascinating. It says, the most typical people that are attracted to abuse or humiliation in sexual conduct, like BDSM and things like that, are actually people in positions of power. Being like the big corporate CEO or the big bank manager or the big lawyer or the big judge, because they have so much power in their hands. In the day by day, they are in such position of power that their kinkiness, their shadowy desire is actually to being submissive, to be humiliated, to not to have any power. That's what turns them on, because on the day by day they have the power. On the other hand, a good girl that will never allow herself to participate in sexual exploration, in her fantasies, she can go wild and super dark. Because in her real life, she's a good girl. And so that's what Scorpio does. It helps us kind of like touch base and connect with those shadowy desires, with the kinkiness, with the what do we really feel, what arouses us, what turns us on. But not just sexually, also on an intimate level, on an emotional bonding level. And also everything got to do with power, money, and sex. Scorpio. So it's like Scorpio shadow is abandonment, rejection, betrayal, cheat, secrets, lies. But the light of Scorpio is deep emotional bonding, connection, passionate sex making, exploration of taboo areas of like kinkiness, and freeing each other to explore and to experiment and to feel and to enjoy, basically. And with Juno, in the sacredness. So it's like if you have a sacred partner which you can kind of allow yourself to explore undiscovered territory, that could be a part of it, because the moon and Juno are in opposition to Sun and Uranus. The Sun and Uranus, admit it or not, like it or not, they want excitement. They want liberation, they want exploration, they want to do things that they never dared to do before, they want to do things in a different way, they want to jump off an airplane for a skydive, they want to jump a bungee jump, they want to go and eat, I don't know, a Japanese special donut that there is a bakery in the north side of the city. Next to my house, there is this kind of bakery on North Road. There's a bakery, and it's not known. Not many people know about it in the area, but it's obviously got a good social media thing going on, because they do the cinnamon bun. They do cinnamon rolls. They do like the cinnamon rolls with this kind of white, kind of creamy thing. I only got to know about it because my family from overseas came to visit, and they were all onto it. And I was like, I'm living here and I don't know about that, and you come from overseas and you know about that. Okay, cool. They only open on certain days. I think it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And I drive on the road, and there is a line on weekends. There is a line of people all into the block, like constant line, like 50 people waiting in line just to get their cinnamon. So it's like people travel from far away to come to this place to buy the cinnamon roll, bun, whatever. So I'm just giving you an example of Taurus, because Taurus is pleasures, it's food, it's sex, it's massage, it's pleasures of like being in nature and in the forest, and it's just like cuddling the monkey and feeding the birds, and swimming with the dolphins. And it's kind of like everything got to do with beauty, with pleasures, with sensuality, with your body, with physicality, with your health, with your values. That's kind of like Taurus territory. And now the sun comes there to Uranus. It's like, okay, Uranus, this is the last time we do this, man. So let's zap the shit out of everyone. It's time to rock and roll. It's time to... what comes to me now is like... it comes to me like... I can't, because then YouTube will censor this shit, it's like, it's a problem. But it's kind of like, it's a real kind of like transcendental. Uranus is enlightenment. At the end of the day, Uranus shocks us, traumatizes us, disturbs us, electrifies us, because it wants us to reach transcendence. It wants us to reach enlightenment. It's not a matter of choice, it's a matter of force. It's a universal force coming from beyond time and space. Uranus is the alien from out of time and space, and it brings this whole new frequency that is completely unfamiliar, and suddenly zapping human beings in their physical embodiment Taurus into a whole new level of perception, a whole new level of embodiment. So, this could be a transcendental sexual interaction. An orgasm like never before, because you dare to do it differently, and you dare to share yourself differently, and to explore things that you never dare before, if it's with yourself or with a partner or with partners or whatever. This could be like trying to eat something you never dare to eat before. This could be trying a treatment, a body treatment, like let's say you get a deep tissue massage. You get deep tissue. And then you go like, you know what? I never really had a lomi massage. Never really had a cranial sacral massage. I never really had a sensual massage. So you go and you have this sensual massage, and oh my God, you're sobbing, crying. You have these massive emotional releases you never even thought you had before, because you were touched in a way that you never been touched before. And it triggered an embodiment experience that you never experienced before. And it just kind of completely blew your mind away, for example. So that's what Sun and Uranus offering us. And it's going to be a very exciting week. Exciting, good and bad exciting. Is the world going to go through a lot? Absolutely. Now with Uranus at the end of Taurus, we are talking about Mother Earth as well, and nature, weather. So, can we expect over the coming months increased activity in earthquakes, in volcanoes? Yes, absolutely. Can we have extreme natural disasters? Yes, absolutely. Taurus rules finance and economy. So is this the final kind of few months where Uranus is really zapping the old economy and really creating the transformation into the Bitcoin standard? Yes, absolutely. Ever since I started talking about Bitcoin, which was when Uranus kicked into Taurus in 2018, I knew that Uranus represented this Bitcoin standard in Taurus finance economy. And here we are. Look how far we've got to, and look how far we've come, that now we have governments and hedge funds in massive institutional form or governmental form. We're no longer talking about the Uber driver. We're not talking about the auntie or the cousin that wants to believe you, not to believe you, wants to learn about Bitcoin, don't want to learn about Bitcoin. It's no longer us trying to convince our family members and friends to believe in what we know because we know something big. This is now, if they don't see it, they are freaking blind, because you have American government FOMOing into Bitcoin. You have now recently, yesterday, today, a big headline, Taiwan government is now FOMOing to create a Bitcoin reserve for their country. Russia and China and what's the name of that country in Asia? They're actually one of the oldies. But the bottom line is, we are now in a stage that governments FOMOing into Bitcoin because they know that that's what's going to rise in value against the dollar, is going to depreciate in value. So, if you have Bitcoin and you've listened, good on you, hodl strong, don't sell your Bitcoin, keep accumulating, dollar cost average, buy as much as you can, and don't let it go. If you don't have Bitcoin and you have no freaking idea what I'm talking about, you better wake up. You don't have too much time left, because it's only gonna get more and more hard to accumulate Bitcoin, because it's only gonna go higher and higher and higher. If you need to know how to do it, what to do, what not to do, it's part of what I'm doing. So feel free to come and see me for a crypto session, coaching session, and I would love to help you to know how to do it in the right way. I do not offer financial service or advice as to what to buy, how to buy, when to sell, when this. I am just guiding people how to do it in the right way, in the safe way, and informing people what they need to know to make their own decisions. So it's your decision, but if you have no Bitcoin and it's already 2025, I don't know what to tell you. I've got nothing to tell you besides, wake the fuck up. Do whatever you want. I know some people really can't stand it, and they need to look deep inside of them to understand why they can't stand it. What's not to stand? It's like, study a bit of Bitcoin and you love it. If you study Bitcoin, you will love Bitcoin. If you don't study Bitcoin, you have no idea what Bitcoin is, so you can't really make an opinion. You know, a bit of a rant. And so the sun with Uranus is kind of like, this is it. Now, what's cool is that over the next 2 months, Uranus is going to travel through the end of Taurus. And when Uranus is going to get to the 29 degree of Taurus into the 0 degree of Gemini, those are the 2 degrees of the Pleiades. So, does Ami think that the encounter with aliens from another planet is very near? Absolutely. I think it's nearer than ever before. And I will say that there is a very big chance that a massive appearance, no longer just like, oh wow, check that video, oh wow, check that movie. No, it's gonna be in your face, not going anywhere. Everyone has to recognize that. Everyone has to acknowledge the fact that this is a spaceship and it's not flying, it's just there. Everyone can see it. And things like that. A lot of space activity is coming in. Uranus is also, part of the AI transformation. Blockchain technology, revolution, invention in medical, in medicine, in health, in values. So we can see a lot of that too. So Sun conjunct Uranus in opposition to Moon conjunct Juno. Allow your sacred relationship to be embodied on a deeper level as you allow yourself to explore how you could transcend, excite, raise the bar, Maybe until now you've been looking on dating apps or dating sites for that particular partner and that particular partner. It's quite entertaining in my eyes, It's like people living in an illusion, man. The statistic statistic says that the birth rate is decreasing in an existential danger zone all around the planet. There is less and less babies, which is becoming a real danger for humanity's future. Another statistics say that there are less and less men inclined to be in a relationship with a woman because it's just too much headache. Too much risk, not worth it. Why? Because of family court. Why? Because of the 6 months, you can date a man for 6 months and then claim to take his money. But to top that up, if you go on dating sites, on dating apps, and you have a look at the list of demands that the women have these days, they are completely disconnected from reality. They think that a man can run a business, can make money, be successful, get his shit together, take her overseas, take her on holiday, go explore nature, take her to fancy restaurant, buy her jewelry, entertain her, and also be emotionally available and communicate with her endly, and the list just goes on and on and on, and you just read those things and you go like, okay, no thanks, I'd rather be alone. So it's kind of like, hey, you've been looking for a partner in a relationship in a certain way and it's not working. What if you try a different kind of people? A different type of person, a different type of people that you never really thought you'd be attracted to before, you never really thought you'd get along with. But by trying something new and trying it differently, that actually might help you break free from the mold and excite you and rejuvenate you, and you go like, freaking yeah, this is quite exciting, I'm quite aroused and I'm quite intrigued because I never really thought this will be something I'll be doing or seeing or being with, but hey, what the heck, let's go for the ride and see where it takes me. That's part of this alignment. Now, as this full moon is happening, at the same time, the moon and Juno are in a trine, beneficial harmonic trine to the North Node and Saturn. More to the North Node, but Saturn as well. Which means that whatever emotional deep process of transformation in Scorpio that is happening, of shedding, letting go, clearing, it's very beneficial and it's supporting of the future destiny of in Pisces. A new way of feeling love, sensitivity, spiritual connection, visions, creativity, just divinity, mysticism. It supports it. So the North Node destiny, future destiny, is helping this process of full moon in Scorpio, saying like, hey, don't be afraid of the fear. Just give it a go and, go with the flow and see what it shows you and see what you learn from it, I'm just restart the Amritani mantra. Also, at the same time, the moon and Juno are in a sextile to the South Node. So it's like supportive of the South Node in Virgo is kind of like, don't try to do you as you did you until now, because Virgo is anal, analytical, perfectionist. This is my spreadsheet. In order for me to date you, you need to get your shit together. Every time I see a woman on apps saying like, I want someone that got his shit together, all I can think of in my mind is putting shit in a box and delivering it. It's like, here, I got my shit together. I know, for some it might be gross, but it's quite entertaining to think about that. Like, what if you got your shit together? The entire world is collapsing, the entire world is in chaos, and you think there's men that got their shit together right now. Okay, babe. Lots of renting, hey? Well, hey, entertainment. So, the Juno and the Moon sextile, the South Node, says like, let go of your perfectionism of how you think your partner should be and how you think the relationship should be and how you think making love should be and how you think this should be, and let that go. South Node in Virgo. Do more of the North Node in Pisces. Go with the flow, baby. Be creative. Be imaginative. Just flow with love. Just allow yourself to surrender more and to experience love in different ways, and to dream in different ways, and to be creative in different ways. No, I can only be creative when I'm feeling embodied, when I'm feeling like, oh my God, you are locking yourself in prison. Enough with the hashtag. You know, I'm queer, I'm lesbian, I'm gay, I'm heteroflexible, I'm heterosocial, enough. All this community, they want to be known as those that broke free out of the norms and don't put themselves into the definition of a man or a woman, but at the same time, they lock themselves into hashtags. And it's like, what are you doing? You're breaking free from mold and you drop yourself into a mold? Just let yourself go and let yourself be and let yourself explore. Of course, it's my humble opinion. Everyone can do whatever the fuck they want, right? You want to call yourself this, call yourself that. I'm just saying the astrology is saying don't be too fixated. South Node in Virgo. North Node in Pisces. Flow. Surrender. Surrender your own fixation. Just go with it. Just see where it takes you. Be imaginative. Be creative. And it will... Trine, it's beneficially harmonious, like flowing harmonious with the full moon in Juno. And it will support the South Node in Virgo. At the same time, the Sun and Uranus are trining the South Node. So there's like, they're helping changing and breaking the mold and breaking the stagnation and breaking the perfection and breaking the anal kind of approach to things. They kind of like, they're helping Virgo loosen up and be a bit more embodied in her divinity without the need to be precise on every single thing. And Sun and Uranus also sextile the North Node and Saturn. So it's like it's supportive. This kind of like... What I'm trying to say is that this week and this full moon is offering us a great opportunity to explore beyond the known and familiar, to experiment, to go for it, to try new things, to rebirth. Although it's a full moon in Scorpio, there's a lot of the energy saying like we are in rebirthing. All the death and the deathing and the shedding, we've done that a lot over the last few years. We are now actually tapping into a phase of birthing, of transforming. So we are coming out of this unknown. I said the last month has been like turning the page. Where when you turn the page, it's like you're no longer reading the previous page, but you're not reading the new page yet, so you don't know what's coming. And this moment of between the pages can feel overwhelming, or can feel anxious, or can feel excited, or can feel nervous because you don't know where it's going. So this Taurus new moon says like, just be embodied, just be comfortable with the uncomfortable, just be stable within you, be safe within you, and just observe. Just watch. Taurus is the meditative bull. Taurus is this meditative Buddha. Just watch, just observe. That was the message of the new moon. Just be embodied, be grounded, and just watch what happens without the need to know everything. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Now comes the full moon in Scorpio, which is the Buddha full moon, and it's kind of like, here comes the transcendence, here comes the rebirthing, here comes the transformation. The new is starting to come in, and it's starting to get exciting. Now, exciting can also be a bit nerve-wracking because it's exciting, but you don't know what's coming. That's Uranus, right? Hello, Bree. Shalom, Dana and Pete. Hello, Namaste, Mansi. And Bhutan. That's right, Bharat. Bhutan is that country that has the Bitcoin as well. And so I like this full moon. But also be aware that this is going to be a very volatile week in the world itself. So it's like we can see like the whole trading wars, the whole trading world has transformed a lot over the last few weeks, from the tariffs to the fears and oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And now comes the resolutions. The new trade deal between US and the UK, now next come US and China, and it's all just gonna be a reset. It's just resetting. So it's like nothing is going like, oh my god, that's a doom and gloom, we're all going to blah blah blah. No. The world is going to a better place, and we're just living through that transformation. So it can sometimes feel overwhelming or whatever, but we are on track and everything's going to be okay. Now, on top of that, let's talk about the fact that Jupiter on 23 degrees of Gemini sextile Chiron. And this is kind of, again, Jupiter wants to expand. This is also supporting of everything I just told you about in that Sun Uranus, Moon Juno with the nodes. Jupiter in Gemini wants to expand. It wants to experiment. It wants to get excited. It wants to have different excitements. Let's talk about that, and let's talk about that, and let's talk to these people, and let's talk to that people. Let's go to that place. Let's change place and go to that place. Instead of driving the same way to work, let's drive in a new way to work. Instead of taking the car to the supermarket, let's go with a bicycle to the supermarket. Instead of going to that pub, let's go to that pub. It's kind of like, let's see what we can discover over there. And, you know, it's kind of Jupiter in Gemini. It's curious. It's curious and it's excited to explore. Now, there is a yod forming here because Jupiter is in a quincunx to the Moon and Juno. You can see Jupiter 23, Gemini, Moon Juno 22, 24 Scorpio. So there's a quincunx, okay? And then Moon and Juno also doing a quincunx to Chiron. And Chiron is sextile Jupiter. So this is creating the yod, okay? The finger of faith, the finger of God. Now, that means that the middle point, the yod is like the Moon and Juno wants to transform, they wants to transcend, they wants to experience passion, desires, pleasures, sensuality, a new source of power, a new source of connection on a deeper level. They want to have excitement. They want to have raw. That's why you hear me talking. When we're dealing with a very Scorpionic and Taurus energy, we're talking sexual energy. This is the sexual axis on top of the relationship and intimate emotions and stuff. And so it's very easy to describe this energy in a sexual content of desires and bonding and connection and exploring and all these things. So this Jupiter to Chiron is kind of saying, Jupiter is kind of saying supportive development between Jupiter and Chiron in Aries. It's going like, hey, every time you try to predict the story of how this will go, you manifest it in that way and you fuck it up. So let's say you do the following. You decide to go out with a different type of person you never went out before to experience a new kind of experience. They're very different to you. It's a very different experience. You're out of your comfort zone, but you're intrigued. It excites you in the same way it kind of feels weird to you, and you're not used to it, but there's some part of you that likes it, and part of you is not comfortable, but yet another part of you wants to be comfortable in it because you want to explore yourself and experience yourself in a new way. Then comes your Chiron and says like, no, but you see, they doing this and they saying that, and you're starting to psychoanalyze the person because of your pain and trauma and wounding, and you start dropping them into this square, and you start dropping the entire unfolding scenario into your wounded script. But Jupiter in Gemini saying like, oh, come on, Chiron, stop shitting it around, stop shitting this. Stop predicting your own shit show into every experience you're having. Isn't that time now to start kind of like, write a new story? What if this could be a very healing experience? Because Jupiter is the guru, is like Master Yoda, and Chiron is the Master Healer. So this is the meeting of the wise ones. And it's like, hey, listen, we don't always have to predict the course of this experience based on past wounding and past insecurities. Yes, I understand that there are validations and facts that support your thesis. But we are living in an experimental world where everything is possible, and if you will just allow yourself to experience and explore with an open mind, you might be intrigued and healed on ways that you could never be healed before just through the experience of another person you never thought you'd get along with. How's that? Nice, hey? So that's what Jupiter sextile Chiron is doing, and they both quincunx this moon and Juno. So this is literally saying for single people, with also the amazing positive aspects of Venus trine Mars all through May, because Venus is catching up to Mars and they both moving very similarly. So this kind of like a trine that is going on and on. You can see Mars at your 5 o'clock on the 11th degree of Leo, and Venus on your 9 o'clock at the 8th degree of Aries. So Venus is gonna start moving faster and faster, and she's gonna start catching up with Mars. So it's a building up trine, and the exact trine is going to be around the 27th of May, I think. 22nd, 27, and we'll look into it. Which is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because both Mars and Venus been through the shits since we started this year. Since the end of last year, September, Mars went into Cancer, into Leo, and then pulled back into Cancer for a long time. And only now is free in Leo. Venus came through Pisces. She had to meet with the North Node, with Saturn, with Neptune. She went all the way to Aries, and then she went back with Mercury, met with the Sun, with Neptune, with Saturn, with the North Node, and again moved forward. Stationed retrograde, stationed direct on Saturn, was with Saturn for 3-4 weeks. Oh my God, that was hardcore. And as much as we prepared ourselves for it, when it came, it was still hardcore. And so now Venus is kind of like finally free. She's going to come out of her shadow zone. She is in Aries, wants to explore her new desires. She wants to explore her new way of love and pleasures and beauty and investments and money and jobs and careers. She is fired up. She's like, get me out of this cloudy, confused zone. I want to go to my party. So it's like, think you're driving to a festival, and then suddenly there is a storm and there's a massive fog and you can't drive, and you have to stop your car on the side of the road, wait for the fog and the storm to pass. The storm is past, the fog is past, and you're back on the road driving. And when Venus gets out of shadow, you are finally arriving to the festival, and you are fired up. You want to go to that dance floor and just like just dance your way around, like no tomorrow, just go. And so Venus is now fired up in Aries, fire. Mars is fired up in Leo, fire. And this is a trine of fire of alchemy, fire of connection, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Mars in Leo, royal, heart, love, authenticity, shining, being in our own light, singing our own songs on stage, to be seen, to be felt, to be heard, to be known, to be recognized and acknowledged, no longer afraid of ourselves, no longer over these emotional insecurities of Cancer retrograde. That's it, this is the new me, I'm exploring me, I'm going with me, let's go. So that's the Mars in us, the masculine in us. Venus in Aries, as I said, she's fired up. And so the divine feminine, the divine masculine, after a long period of time of introspection and confusion and being lost and dealing with all the yucky stuff, they are now out of the murky water into the alchemical fire, and they are trining each other. And this trine is beautiful. This trine brings couples together. This trine brings awesome dates. This trine brings awesome encounters, delicious sexuality, intimacy, connection. Awesome. Also inside of us, our own feminine feelings and soul and spirit and creativity is fired up with a new sense of confidence, of drive, of let's get shit going. And suddenly we have this inner fire alchemizing us into creating something new, and it's flowing and it's harmonious and it's easy and it's just happening. And so this ongoing fire trine with Mars and Venus is a beautiful, awesome energy we have throughout the entire month, and they are in the background keeping that fire up, fire up, fire up, as the Sun will conjunct Uranus, bringing the sudden unexpected encounters, experiences, liberation, breaking free. And this full moon, Juno with the moon, sacred relationship, Everyone who is single should get freaking excited about this time, and everyone who is in a relationship, if your relationship is not going to end within the next few days, because it's a relationship that is here to stay, get ready for the relationship to have this beautiful rejuvenation, this awesome rebirthing of experimentation, of not following the same mold anymore, and just seeing each other in new light, and touching each other in new way, and making love to each other in new way, talking to each other in a new way, discovering new hobbies, doing things together, new things, new hobbies together, new outings together, going out to a concert, going out to a theater, going out to a party, exploring in ways that can help you rediscover yourself within your healthy relationship. If you're in an unhealthy relationship and you still manage to hold on to it, this is pretty much it. Because this is the final month of Jupiter in Gemini, this is the final 2 months of Uranus in Taurus, this is the final 2 weeks of Saturn in Pisces. By the time we come to the new moon in Gemini, Saturn is in Aries. And that's going to be another massive shift. And when Saturn comes to Aries, we're going to have this very long journey of Saturn together with Neptune, but not fully conjuncting. They're going to travel together. They're going to station together. They're going to retrograde together back into Pisces. They're going to station direct together. They're going to fly forward together and only meet in Aries in the end of January 26. So the full conjunction is only going to happen 6 months from now. 7, 8, 8 months from now. But all these 8 months, they are going to be together. So there's a lot of karmic dreaming. Saturn, Neptune, karmic dreaming. Ben, feeling it, brother. Warriors, yeah, brother Ben. Love you, brother. Missed you. I've been thinking about you a lot, Ben. I have possums. Sharing with everyone. I have these beautiful trees in the back, and all the possums are loving my trees, and I love possums, as you know me, but they eat in the entire tree. The tree is almost naked, and they shit in my entire... And I've been thinking about you constantly, talking to you. Ben, what should I do? What should I do? So I'm going to call you and talk to you about it. Ben is a beautiful brother who is saving animals from Geelong. He's saving wild animals, possums, everything you can think of. He used to come to sound healing I used to do sound healing in Geelong, and every time Ben used to come with possums in his jumpers that he just saved. So possums used to do sound healing with us too. That's why I'm talking to him about possums. So, yes, Venus trine Mars. Love you too, man. Venus trine Mars, and that, yes. So now, what else do I want to say? Okay, let's talk about the challenge. The challenge of Mercury, here on your 8 o'clock, Mercury 3 degrees 46 minutes of Taurus, squaring... Oh no, before I go to Mercury, let's talk about the fact that Jupiter is challenging the nodes. So there's a square between Jupiter and the North Node and the South Node. And the square is a challenge, that is a friction that is coming in order to create a creative solution. So think about like a square is you squeezing the zits in order to get the fuss out. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a challenging thing in order to get moving. And so as all the beautiful awesomeness is happening in the background, the challenge of Jupiter to the nodes, again, what I said about Jupiter to Chiron with the Yod to the Moon and Juno, Jupiter to the nodes is kind of saying, it's like, stop trying to write the entire story of this new exciting future based on how you want it to be. Virgo South Node. Don't be too fixated. Don't be too anal. Don't be too, no, but this is how it needs to be, and this is how it's like, no. Break free from that. the North Node in Pisces, but I don't know, but I'm confused. I'm a bit lost. It's like, but so what if I'm not gonna do things the way I know? So how do you want me to go? It's like, what am I supposed to think about it? What about staying open in curiosity mode without the need to fully define and write the entire story? What if the problem is that you're constantly trying to define everything and tag everything and hashtag everything and spreadsheet everything just to make sure that you're on top of it and in control because you're afraid of the unknown, you're afraid of surrendering, you're afraid of letting go? What if you just... Jupiter now traveling through the final degrees of Gemini wants us to be explorative, curious. Try this, you don't like a change, try that, now try that. That's Gemini. I like you, no, I don't like you anymore. I wanna, let's watch this show. You know, it's like a classic Gemini. Is like you sit with them to watch Netflix and they start watching something. It's like, nah, I don't like it. After 10 minutes, you're starting to get into the mood of the movie. And then it's like, no, I don't like it, and they change. Then you start to watch the new show, and after 5-10 minutes, you go like, no, I'm not into that too, and they change it. And you find yourself an hour later, watch like 5-6 different shows for like 5 minutes each. You go like, can we just please watch something? It's like, yeah, I know, just like, I don't know what I like. I'm kind of like a bit kind of like all over the place at the moment. It's like, you know, the youngies, the teenagers with the TikTok and everything. 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, you know. When I do lives on Instagram, it tells me how many people stayed with me after 3 seconds. And it sounds ridiculous to me because I'm this kind of like conscious speaker, awareness, meditative, astrology. I'm not like a quickie. I'm not fast food. I'm like a chef restaurant. And it's almost like they say, like, how many clients came to your chef restaurant and stayed beyond 5 minutes? And it's like, I don't give a fuck. If they didn't stay for more than 3 seconds, I can't help them, obviously. But it's like, wait a second. So you saying that you want me to tailor my service to you to do 3 seconds? Oh, okay. So, okay, Ami. So let's see how we can do like a quickie on Instagram to make sure that you grab people's attention for more than 3 seconds. Like, what can you do for 3 seconds? Like, but people don't have attention. I can see my son as well. It's like flicking. That's Jupiter in Gemini. Interesting, not interesting. Interesting, not interesting. Oh, I like it. No, not into it. Not into it. Yeah. So be that. Be explorative. Be curious. Sextile to Chiron. Don't write your new story based on the old things that you know. Allow yourself to flow differently. Allow yourself to explore differently. Be loose, be flexible. That's the key with Uranus. If you will be rigid, stagnant, you'll get zapped and get electric shock. But if you be flexible and just adjustable and innovative and just improvise and just go with the flow and don't try to write the entire story of your future based on what you know, because the stories you wrote so far didn't go so well for you, didn't it? That's been the whole thing. It's like... you didn't really get what you really wanted until now, right? So obviously the problem is within the story writer. The problem is within your personality that created your path the way it happened. And we all been going through a lot of massive death of our personality over the last few years. We are not the same people anymore. We don't fully know who we are yet. But we are not the same people. I can tell you on myself, I am not the same person. So much happened to me, I cannot be the same person even if I really wanted to. What am I now? I'm not fully sure, but I'm open. I'm open to see what am I becoming without limiting myself to what I can become. If tomorrow I need to become a ballerine dancer, I will become a ballerine dancer and I'll be cool with that. Imagine me in the pink kind of like... Simone, ultimate trust and faith factor. Yes, absolutely. Especially with Saturn in the end of Pisces. And so that's the square of Jupiter to the node. It's like, if you're going to be fixated, that's going to be your challenge. it's not going to help you. It's going to overwhelm you mentally and cause you mental anxiety and headaches, because you're going to try to stick to a routine and to stick to what you know, what the universe is saying to you. Throw a load up in the air and go for a boogie. You know, like, it's funny, like 4 weeks ago, I was a bit bored and I wanted to go dance. My energy was a bit low. I was like, okay, I need to get out of here. I looked around. I was like, oh, everything was in the city. I didn't want to drive to the city, wanted to stay closer. I was like, okay, Chapel is closer. R&B. Oh, cool, R&B, I like R&B. Let's go and get some R&B, yeah, into the guts, into the bass, kind of. Cut long story short, you know, I was just standing in my own zone with myself, just dancing, enjoying my moment, you know. And all the big underworld people decided to stand right next to me, and all the people going through me to the toilet to do drugs. And the people from the underworld standing next to me, scanning me constantly, thinking, they thought I'm an undercover cop, which I found it hilarious on that. I was laughing inside so much because everyone thought I'm an undercover cop. Cut long story short, on that night there was a murder. From that place, like outside in the street, you know. And I was kind of like, I was not involved in it, thank God, but I was around it, you know. I was thinking, I just wanted to go and dance, but then, you know, so it's like, hey, shit happens, you know. But that's what I'm saying, is like, I went and did something different that usually I wouldn't do. I went out by myself to an R&B party, Saturday night, and here I am watching the underworld, drugs, murder. Okay, cool. I was like, well, let's go back home. So it's kind of like, that's part of it. It's kind of like explore and experiment. The other challenge is that Mercury is starting from now building up. Mercury on the 3rd degree of Taurus is squaring Pluto. And so this is kind of like, you know, Mercury in Taurus, as I said before, it sticks to factual information, insights, people that can be tangible. It's here. It's not airy-fairy. It's tangible. I am showing you now a chart of a coin, and I'm showing you where that coin has been, where that coin has gone down to, and what will be a minimum kind of expectation of a recovery of that coin, and what will be a medium kind of expectation, what will be the euphoric kind of super bullish expectation. And I'm giving you all these facts. It's like, okay, so this coin is 99.9 price down. Even if it only does 10x, it will still be 30% down, 70% down from all-time high. This is the Fibonacci level. It should hit that level. We can expect it to get there. And on the way there, once you've done your 5x, you can take out what you invested. Once you got your 10x, you get some more out. Once you go to the 30x, 40x, get out. Take the money, say thank you so much. So here is factual information. You can see the chart, you can see the coin, you can see where you can buy the coin, how much it will cost you. You can decide how much to invest in it, how much risk you're taking with it, and you can then decide what's your dollar cost average out. Where will you be happy? Now remember, just don't be too greedy. You know, you made some money, just chip it out. Learn from the lessons of the past. Learn from the previous cycles. Don't marry your bags. Don't marry your coins. You bought it low? Excellent. If you bought coins over the last 2, 3, 4 months, you're a champion. Because that's the best time to buy. When they're low, when they are boring, when everything is fearful, when no one gets near the market, that's the best time to buy. If you bought it in the last few months, you are already in profits at least double. Why? Because when you buy it that low, it's the most maximum potential of rewards, of profits. So that's, for example, Mercury in Taurus. I just showed you like a basic trading concept. When it squares Pluto in Aquarius, don't be too fixated. Don't be too intense. You know, it's like Pluto in Scorpio is kind of like, if you will be too intense and fixated, it's like, no, but the information is not fully here, and that's what can cause you like, you know, Pluto in Aquarius ruled by Uranus, electricity, nervous system, Pluto fears, unknown, future. Also power abuse. Are we going to have market manipulations along the way? Absolutely. So you need to make sure that, that you are, if you're doing margin trading, if you're doing futures trading on a bull run, don't be greedy. You have to make sure you're covering yourself to a liquidation price that is much lower than where you are. So it's like a greedy trader will go and like buy more and more, and it goes up and buy more, but the liquidation goes higher and higher and higher and higher, and then all it needs is a bit of a liquidation kind of wick, it got you out and it goes up again. So you always have to have a good safety net. Always look at the 200 EMA if it's in the 4 hours or the 1 day. The safest is always to be below the 200 EMA. That's the safest, for example, right? So that's part of it as well. Is like the Jupiter square to the nodes. Don't be fixated. Don't try to write the story based on the past. Allow yourself to flow. Be creative. Be imaginary and exploring. The square between Mercury and Pluto. Could we have some intense conversations? Yes. Could we have some breakups, endings? Yes. Mercury in Taurus, relationship. Let's talk about our relationship. Pluto in Aquarius. I think it's time to kill it because I don't see a future for us, for example. Mercury in Taurus, desire. I desire you. I really want to be with you. And Pluto in Aquarius could be a bit obsessive, could be a bit kind of like over-demanding or overpowering. So don't be too intense. Don't be overpowering with yourself and with other people. But allow yourself to talk deeply, to dive deeply, to communicate deeply, or to think deeply, or to reflect deeply, especially because Pluto rules Scorpio, and that's where the full moon is. And that's that. And once we pass this full moon, so once again, full moon is on Tuesday 2:53 a.m. So sound healing meditation is on Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Right on the full moon on Monday night and full moon integration on Wednesday night. Join us. It will be very good for you to join us, and I would love to see you. And moving on from here, the next thing we have is that Venus. Okay, so Sun, sextile Pluto, sextile Neptune, yes. Nah, not really. Yeah, let's move to the 22nd. So this is the 13th, and then as we go through the days of May, what we're going to see is that Mercury is marching on in Taurus, Venus is marching on in Aries, Mars marching on in Leo, and Saturn is closing in the Pisces, okay? As the Sun is closing in on Uranus. So here is Wednesday. Wednesday, let's go to the meditation time. There we go. On Wednesday night meditation, the Sun is closer to Uranus, like 3 degrees and a bit between them. Saturn is already on the 29th degree. Venus is 1 degree away from the shadow zone exit. Okay? So now we're going to move to Thursday. Thursday, Moon in Sagittarius already. Moon in Sagittarius, Sun closing in on Uranus, Mercury marching, Venus getting out of shadow. Thursday evening around 8 p.m. on Thursday, Venus will get out of shadow. Awesomeness, ready to explore. Notice that the trine is building up between her and Mars. Venus 10 degrees, Mars 12 degrees. Moon in Sagittarius. Mercury has gone out of... The square between Mercury and Pluto is very quick. It's now into Tuesday morning. But it's kind of... Remember, it's like we've got this Mercury square Pluto. We've got Jupiter square the nodes. But all the rest is freaking awesome. And Scorpio is intense and deep. But... overall, we are looking at this full moon. Think about that by the new moon in Gemini, Saturn is in Aries. Saturn is in Aries with Neptune. Jupiter is ending Gemini, Uranus ending Taurus, Venus and Mars in a trine, in a fire trine. This is the full moon in Scorpio to really smudge the house to the ground and release it all to spirit. Clear, 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 clear. Release all the shadows, release the pains, release the hurts, release the traumas, let go, clear it all up. Get ready for the party. Get ready for the new dream. Get ready for the new frequency. So this kind of like tune your body so you will receive the new frequency. Because the new frequency is coming in, okay? So it's a positive full moon with rebirthing and transcendental and transformation and excitement and abundance and money making and sex making and love making and relationship making, a lot of that. For some people it will be also the ending of their relationship because they are really not into it for a while. This is just kind of like, I cannot deny the way I feel. I can no longer deny the fact that I feel rotten, stuck, stagnant, dry, bored, prisoned in this boring place, and I have to break free. I've got to break free, that kind of thing. So for some people it's that. But I see a lot of excitement here. So this full moon in Scorpio is good for us. The Phoenix rising, that's what it is. It's a Phoenix rising full moon. It's the Buddha Wesak moon. It's kind of transcendence, baby. Sun Uranus, transcendence, baby. Venus trine Mars, transcendence, baby. Alchemy, baby. It's all happening. I love it. So now we move into Friday. Moon in Capricorn. And Sun is 2 degrees, a degree and a half away from Uranus. And we go another day. 17. Here is Saturday. Sun 26. Oh, here it is. Let's go to the time that Sun conjunct Saturn at your 7 o'clock. Okay, here we go. Sun conjunct Uranus on the 27th degree of Taurus, 17 minutes. On Sunday, next Sunday, a week from now at 9:12 a.m. Next Sunday in the morning, Sun conjunct Uranus. But from this full moon, so this full moon is this release, it's the cleanup, it's the clearing the body. So the Scorpio is opposition to Taurus. Deep psychic purging, clearing that purifies and cleanses the physical body in preparation for this. Sun conjunct Uranus, a new frequency, boom. A new experience, boom. But it's not going to happen on Sunday. It's going to happen throughout all this week leading up to it. So pay attention and remember the note from the beginning. This is the last conjunction of Sun and Uranus in Taurus. So this will be a gong that represents the finalization, the beginning of the finalization of what Uranus has been doing in Taurus since 2018. Bob's your uncle. Jeanette can be your auntie as well. Will that be Bitcoin breaking new all-time high in the coming week? Absolutely. 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 Is this the God candle? Wow, that could be it. That could definitely be that. This could be the week of God candle. Absolutely. It could be. I can't promise, but it could be. Those of you who don't know, God candle, we are looking at it as like a daily candle of $10,000-$20,000. Why? Supply shock. There is not enough Bitcoin. There's a lot of people want Bitcoin. There is not a lot of Bitcoin left. It's simple as that. Those who bought toilet paper after COVID started got stuck in the supermarket fighting people for toilet paper. But those who listened to Future Awareness Report from 2018 and had their stock prepared with toilet paper, with food, with everything, with generator, they did not need to run into the supermarket. They had it all sorted. It's as simple as that. So, get your Bitcoin while you can. And it's not a financial advice. It's just a loving message from the future. Well, it's no longer just the future anymore. So, Sunday, And the moon will be in Capricorn. Saturn, pay attention, is already 25th of 25 minutes of Pisces. And oh wow, now we have this beautiful so Mercury sex square Mars. So on the same day that Sun conjunct Uranus, Mercury in Taurus is squaring Mars in Leo. So there's definitely some shocking developments, exciting developments that cause a mental communication trade challenge with Mars in Leo that wants to feel courageous and brave and awesome. Interesting. But the moon is trining. The moon in Capricorn, Earth, grounding practical Capricorn, is trining this rebellious, shocking, exciting new frequency of Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So whatever happens there, it's harmoniously flowing by our emotional body that is grounded in practicality. Cool. I like it. The moon is also squaring Aries. There's definitely some rebelliousness and some strife going in here. Put it like that, if you're an unhappy partner, yeah, it's going to be quite an eventful week for you. If you are bored, single, it's going to be quite an exciting week for you. Don't look for it, it will hit you when you're not looking. That's the thing with Uranus, expect the unexpected. You will expect it to be a god candle and it will be a dump. You will expect it to meet the love of your life and someone will trash you, whatever, because you trashed yourself earlier. So just be open and flexible. But in the same way that the moon trines Uranus and Sun, the moon also trines the South Node. I like it. So whatever disruption or excitement is coming through this encounter of Sun-Uranus, it's okay. It's okay. It's harmoniously flowing with the South Node into the moon in Capricorn. We are able to be mature about it and grounded and practical in our emotional body. I like it. I like it a lot. Remember, Saturn at the end of Pisces is like surrender, surrender, surrender. This is the 18. Mercury square Mars and that. The next thing is that we move in here. The Sun is on the 28th of Taurus. Here is the Sun on the 19th of Taurus, on Tuesday the 20th of May. And the Sun sextile Saturn, as Saturn is ending Pisces, Sun ending Taurus, and they're both supportive of each other. So there's a beautiful 29 degree of Taurus is the end, final degree where things are really implemented, especially in Taurus. It's molded into physical reality. It's anchored, it's grounded, it's embodied. And it's sextile supportive of Saturn in Pisces, so supported by spirit, karmic, awesome. And Venus and Mars are building up the trine more and more. Venus is now on 1356, Mars is on 14. And then, on the 21st of May, we're going to Gemini season. Gemini season with Jupiter still in Gemini for the last, a few more days, one more week. Until the new moon in Gemini. That's the end of Jupiter in Gemini. And Uranus on the 27th, 28th, starting to get into the Pleiades kind of territory. And what else is happening? Venus trine Mars exactly is happening here. Here it is. So as we enter Gemini season, the fire trine, the beautiful fire trine between Venus and Mars is exactly on Thursday, the 22nd of May at 5:12 p.m. 5 p.m. on the 22nd of May. Awesome, fantastic, amazing, really, really good. The fire trine. And at the same time, the fire trine is exactly, Juno is in opposition to Mercury. So there's definitely communication, message, interaction, dating, cool, awesome, encounters, dating, love, relationships. It's very delicious, very flowing, very beautiful. The sun is on the Pleiades, so there's definitely some divinely guided kind of from the light, from the love kind of encounters. I like it a lot. And also sun sextile Neptune. Wow. So we have like this fire trine between Mars and Venus, beautiful encounters of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, flowing harmoniously in a fire alchemy, creative, awesome, delicious, yum. Then we have Juno in opposition to Mercury, so it's definitely things that bring things to the relationship, intimate relationships, encounters, partners, friends, family, business partners. Then we have the sextile between the Sun in Gemini to Neptune in Aries. The new dream of self is supportive of the Sun exploration of its kind of new identity or new ideas or new thoughts, as Jupiter keeps on expanding that, is supportive of this Neptune creation of a new dream of self as we are preparing for Saturn to enter Aries. Okay? Amazing. And then 2 days after, the Sun will trine Pluto. So another beneficial harmonious flow. Sun in Gemini, so it's supporting our transformation, our birthing of this new future. So really, it's all about let go of the old shit. Don't predict future encounters based on past wounding and insecurities. We've been psychoanalyzing that and sitting with that for the last 6 months very intensely, for the last 5.5 years even more. Now comes the time where we need to be open to the new. Just be open to the new. Don't be fixated. Don't try to define things too much. Don't try to define people too much. Don't try to predict yourself or define yourself. Allow yourself to experiment and explore new ways of relating, new ways of communicating, new ways of thinking, writing new stories, writing new dreams in a new way. Not in the way you always used to write before. Making your own piece of art, your own creative thing, daring to do different things, daring to go different places, to connect with different people, and allow the divinity to guide you, and allow yourself to be alchemized through the process, and be open and be flexible and be excited, because exciting new things are coming in now, okay? So think that now the energy of the new year is coming in. The energy of the new self is starting to come in. The energy of the new experiences are coming in, okay? So be open, be flexible. It's all supported by divine forces, by higher guidance. It's all awesome. It's going to be delicious few weeks ahead of us. Hello, Catherine. LA Dailin, better late than never. And I will finish with this, because then from here, where we're going, Sun sextile Pluto again. And while the Sun sextile Pluto, Mercury conjunct Uranus. So there's an enlightenment, epiphany, realization that is flowing harmoniously, supportive of your deep transformation, of your rebirthing. I love everything about the next few weeks. It's really awesome. There's a lot of positivity here. Yes, there will be some challenges along the way. Life is not just going to turn into this amazing dream, right? We're still dealing with things, but overall, we are starting to get the new. The new is kicking in. So get excited. Get out of your old stories. Use this full moon to clear and release the final kind of leftovers, and prepare yourself for the alchemy. So Sun trines Pluto and Mercury conjunct Uranus. Excuse me. And then Mercury. Oh, and here we go. Oh, Sun trines Pluto, Mercury conjunct Uranus is amazing. At the same time that Saturn is on the final minutes of Pisces. So Saturn at the end of Pisces is the final ending, releasing, clearing, surrendering, flowing, divinity, faith, karmic ending, it's all done. Saturn is doing that for us while the new is starting to come in, to kick in, through the Gemini energy, through the Taurus energy, through the Scorpio, through all these trines of Venus and Mars and the sextile of Jupiter to the Chiron and all the things that I spoke about. It's all this new is starting to come in, and as Saturn ending Pisces, Sun trines Pluto, beneficial, harmonious exploration of transformation, of deep evolution, and Mercury conjunct Uranus, enlightenment, epiphany, transcendence, and boom, on your 9 o'clock, Sunday, 25th of May, 2 p.m., Saturn goes into Aries. For the first time since 1997. A new cycle begins. Everything starts at 0 Aries. A new karma, a new structure, a new identity, a new personality, a new responsibility, a new due diligence. And it's going to be 8 months of morphing. It's not going to be, oh, that's it, Saturn in Aries, that's it, this is the new me. No. 8 months of metamorphosis into the new. Because only at the end of January 26, Saturn will conjunct Neptune in Aries, and there will be the stamp. Done. This is the new structure, this is the new identity, this is the new dream, this is the new karma. 30 years, let's go. So, it's really awesomely auspicious that on the same moment that Saturn enters Aries on the 25th of May, Mercury is going to conjunct Uranus at the end of Taurus for enlightenment, epiphany, transcendence, which is on the Pleiades. The Sun is going to trine Pluto for this kind of mind-blowing exploration that is transformative on a deep level and innovative and breaking free and whoa. While Venus and Mars are still in a fire trine. Yeah, baby. Take it as it come. That's all I can say. Take it as it come. Just take it. Just take it. So use this full moon to release all the creepy last leftovers and to prepare yourself. And just get excited. I want you to get excited. Gemini is not boring. Gemini is excited. Gemini is always excited about many things. About the fly and the elephant and the poo and the pea and everything. It's like, oh wow, look at the stars. Oh, look at the ants. Oh, look at that car. Oh, she's hot in that dress. Oh, I like the way she's... That's Gemini. So the energy is saying, let's just get explorative. Let's get curious. Let's get excited. Let's allow ourselves to be open and flexible and embrace all the blessings that are coming for us. And I hope that this love stream helped you and gave you everything you wanted. And I'm bringing back the Yaima of Gajumaru to be with us in the background. Family, it was good to come back to you again and to spend some time and love with you. So I will end this love stream by saying love and gratitude to the Patreon community. Thank you so much for your love and support, for being here with me all day, every day on the Telegram chat rooms. If you want to join us, join patreon.com/healingdelight. Support me through subscribing to our community and get all the benefits. If you want to support me unconditionally for free, press like on this movie, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends and family. Sound healing meditation on Monday, full moon in Scorpio. There's a couple of spots left for 7 p.m. and Wednesday 7 p.m. Full moon integration. I hope to see you soon, and I'm wishing you lots of love, abundance. Bring on the crypto prophets, family. It's time to get party again. So we're gonna have lots of party in the crypto chat room. And I love you lots, and I wish the good for all of you. And stay positive. Stay positive. Let's bring in the goodies. Love to you all. Peace, love, joy. Yay. Awesomeness, huh? So this is Yaima of Gujumaru. Peace, love, happiness. Bye.
the intuition of the lives I've lived before this are essential form of gnosis. It's a simple form of freedom. It's as smooth as inhalation. Oh, the exhale is releasing all the tension I've been feeling on the surface and beneath me. I'm connecting to my spirit, and I'm here now right before you. I am present in this moment, and my life's work is to honor the great beauty